It really was an eye-opener when it came into my heart. Something said, the reason why you are in the mindsets and the mood swings that you constantly are is because creativity is an addiction. And when you don't feed that addiction, it takes over everything. Nothing else in your life matters. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally Uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. Have you ever had one of those days, weeks, months, where it just seems like life is getting in the way? It's like you've got these solid plans and you need to get these things done, but things get in the way. Gigantic boulders are thrown into a stream and suddenly everything has to move around it. And some of that water from that stream ends up on the shore and you're not getting it back. Life is funny like that. And what I've gone through in the past couple of weeks has been like, what happened? How is it even possible? But when you live a lifestyle of one day at a time, being mindful of your present, living in the now, someone throwing that gigantic boulder into your stream is shocking, but you're able to move around it. And on the hindsight of it all, you look over your shoulder going, I don't know. I don't know, except it took everything before that stone being thrown into your stream to get you through that storm. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Choice. This is what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day. Today we're reading from February 17th, 2023. Throwing stones into our streams. Are we doing it? Is life doing it? Who's doing it? One of my escapes or guilty pleasures, we've become big fans of the Jack Benny Show. Early in the morning, we put on Jack Benny because we've got one of those HD antennas where you can pick up hundreds of channels, and most of them are old shows. But Jack Benny, who was he? He was one of those pioneers that moved from vaudeville into radio and then into television. A seasoned professional. Not somebody who won a contest on America's Got Talent or American Idol. He put in his time. And because of HD antennas, we're able to go back in time to study his craft. Because Jack Benny is that type of performer that inspired other entertainers to become great at what they did. Through humor, through acting, through music. It amazes me how we have forgotten about the seeds of our everyday world. It would be like the very first drop of water that created the stream that was blocked by the gigantic stone. Jack Benny actually used to tour Canada with the Marx Brothers back in the 1920s, vaudeville shows. His radio shows were only 15 minutes long. Most of my podcasts are anywhere between 7 and 20 minutes long. I don't feel so bad anymore. Because when the legends such as Jack Benny made connections with people inside 15 minutes, the dude was obviously onto something. His television shows that we're watching are about 30 minutes every day. But what happens is that I go in there not only as a broadcaster and as somebody who enjoys entertainment. I go in there as a student. It's almost like I'm walking into an entertainment museum to study the legends, to watch the body language, to hear his pacing, to watch his breathing, to listen to how he communicates on a camera. And trust me, it was live TV back then. If we only did more of that. People always ask me, would you ever talk with Paul McCartney? What about Brett Favre? Would you ever take the time to talk to Taylor Swift? And my answer has always been no. But now, after talking about Jack Benny, I would go into those conversations to not talk about them, Brett Favre, Paul McCartney, Taylor Swift, but rather to find out what led to their levels of creative output. Because creativity doesn't just happen. It grows. And it has to fester up, and it has to spread like a wild disease. And from that moment, something comes in. Penicillin? Hey, it came from mold. Penicillin. To a creative person, I wish I could say that it's an easy journey, but it's not. You have more failures than you have victories. But in your victory, are you teaching? Are you sharing? Or is all the limelight on you? That's the decision that you have to make. And are you willing to go back into hell to find the fuel that's going to create your new tomorrow? I'm Arroe, and that's what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day.